What's up, people? It's been a while since we have uploaded part 1 of why and why not you should choose Taiwan to study in, and in part 2 we will be talking about what kind of universities you can choose and what kind of cities you can choose for your convenience according to your perspective. So anyways, let's start. We will be talking first about what schools you should choose. In Taiwan, there are two types of schools. One are private schools, private universities. And the second one is public universities. So what is the difference between them? The main differences between them is that public schools, I'll put it right here, public schools tend to have very high ranking, and they also have very affordable tuition fees and dormitory fees, and there will be high chance that you will be in a bigger classroom than most private schools. In most private schools, the dorm fees and the tuition fees are really high. So personally, I also study in a private school, and the dorm fee for me was around 5,500 per month. But for that amount of money, you can get your personal room like me. My room is very small, but it's still cheaper than my dorm fee. I only pay around 4K per month for this room. As you can see, it's pretty small, but it's enough for me since I have my own private bathroom. So we said 5,500 per month for private school dormitories, but in most public schools it's gonna be around 3,000 per month for the dorm fees. And in Taiwan, most of the schools, even apartments that are outside of school, they charge you for 6-month fee in advance. They're just afraid that you'll run away or something, so I'm not sure. But they always charge at least for 6 months in advance. And some of them, they even ask you for 1 year payment in advance. So, and let's talk about tuition fees as well. So I study in a private school, and my tuition fee is around 60 NTD dollars, and I'll put the calculations over here. And in most public schools, it's around 40,000. What is the bad sides of studying in public schools is that it is going to be a lot more difficult to get into a public school because they're first of all, their rankings are very high. Second of all, they are public schools, so public schools are all recognized by the government and by most of the other countries as well. And I'm not gonna say private schools are not recognized, but if you are really going to study in a private school, you should choose a little bit high ranking school so that it's going to be recognized by other companies, or when you get a job, or if you want to do like higher education, it needs to be recognized by other universities or countries. So these are the differences. In public schools, most of the students are also very competitive. Because it takes really hard for them to get into a public school, so your classes are also going to be a lot more harder, especially if you are not from Asia. This is not anything disrespectful, but Asian education systems are really high, so you have to study really hard to get along with them or get to their level at school. So now let's talk about living in bigger or smaller cities and which one is suitable for you. So in bigger cities, like Taipei or Taichung or Kaohsiung, I'll put the names over here. The cost of living, first of all, is really high, especially in Taipei. The apartments especially when you started to move outside of campus. It's going to be really, really high, the apartment costs. The transportation is also going to be a lot more convenient than smaller cities, because some smaller cities do not have any public transportation like subway or metro, however you call it. And lifestyle is going to be a lot more faster in bigger cities, and especially like living costs again, like even the food is going to be double than most smaller cities. So these are the things that you have to like consider. But the good part is like it's safe overall. I mean, bigger cities are more safer, especially if you are very first time going abroad. But there's going to be a little difference between big cities, because in big cities the chances of getting a part-time job is going to be a lot more higher. You can even find a suitable one to your country or your tradition or something, whatever. Anyways, because Taipei and bigger cities are really diverse, you can even like make more friends from your own background or something. But in smaller cities, it's going to be a little bit like lower, the chances of getting a part-time or getting friends or something. The language barrier, especially if you don't speak any Mandarin or Chinese, it's going to be a little bit tougher in smaller cities, because most locals do not speak any English. But in Taipei or bigger cities, most of the population, they speak English fluently. So that's it for today, and don't miss the next part. In part 3, we will be talking about how you can apply for schools and how you can apply for universities. See you in the next video. Bye bye.